going on?
How are you?
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You having a good time?
Yes. I mean, putting sound treatment, how can you not have a good time?
Speaking of sound treatment,
Yes. What are we doing?
cut a promo.
Oh, no. I mean, no, forget about the sound treatment. What you need to go and check it out is the new speakers from Morel.
Which
from
new
the
speakers?
BMW.
Oh,
Mercedes.
no Mercedes yet.
BMW.
Just BMW.
I'm sorry, BMW. They have two different ones, okay? The IP and the IR, okay? It's two different ones.
I just peed.
IP.
I just...
IP.
I peed just a minute ago.
IP, everybody peed. But the point is, you have to go check it out. It's plug and play. The cool thing about those things is it comes with all the brackets. So for example, if you have a BMW 4 Series and 3 Series, whatever, you can use the same speaker because it comes with different brackets. So
You know, we'll have a pair later this week to show.
yes, and
Yeah.
they're pretty cool.
They're really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
IP is
We already covered the IP
yeah,
part.
exactly.
We also found out they have new products coming out.
And they have the subwoofer also.
Oh, they do have the subwoofer.
Dude, they're so nice.
Yeah.
Yes, so you have to go check it out. Where?
Yes.
MorelHiFi.com. That's where you can find the new products from Morel Sound Treatment.
Or just continue following us and we'll keep you up to date.
Exactly. Oh, here. You can check some photos and cool videos
Hi, Natasha.
from Morel_America.
You know what's cool is that the high-end 4-inch is the hybrid.
Yes.
And it's
Yeah.
the same hybrid that we reviewed.
That is correct.
Which is one of the reasons why we reviewed it.
Yes.
Oh, Aloha. There we go.
Aloha. Oh, yes.
Yeah.
I like Hawaii.
So
Never been to Hawaii, but I like Hawaii.
what are you working on here?
Rear door of an F-150. Yeah.
So what have you gotten done so far?
I got three doors already.
Let's take a look.
Yes, so let's go on the other side.
Okay. Oh my God,
Be
it's
careful over here.
Oscar too loud.
What?
Yeah, I know. I know.
It doesn't exist anymore.
I didn't think he existed at all.
Alright, no.
Dang, Oscar. Look at you. Found 5 minutes to remember his friends. Okay.
Alright, so we have X types. Alpine. He's an Alpine guy.
These are from a previous install that we did.
Yes, correct.
So he just updated his F-150.
We did his previous install.
2017.
We took it out and he upgraded to this one. So
Yeah, this is a platinum. The seats in this the leather seats in this are
I
really
like
nice.
this one. This is pretty cool.
Yeah, this is pretty cool.
So sound treatment on the back, sound treatment on the front, fast rings, same thing. Nothing crazy on the rears. It's just the basic.
Basic sound treatment. Fast
Basic
rings.
sound treatment, fast rings.
Where's that front door? I want to see that front door.
Of course. Front door is right here. This is
What's
the front
up,
door.
5-star fans? Hey,
So this is the front door right here.
life got in the way. I understand, man.
Yeah.
Yep. So there's the front door.
Yeah.
I know how it goes.
All right.
Oh, jeez. Okay. Thanks.
Careful.
Thanks, man.
I didn't want to like.
Happy Monday. So you got to work on this one still.
This is a basic
Yep. Some sound treatment, basic rear door.
for the rear door.
Okay.
Nothing crazy, right?
I mean, sometimes it's crazy.
And then we have
The
all
front door.
form
Wow. Yeah.
From
Okay.
the from the front.
So that's the front door. Dang.
Yeah. So yeah.
What are your plans for the kicker L7 sitting on the bench? So real quick, I'm assuming you're talking about this guy. It's a take apart. It's actually not it's for teaching purposes.
Woo! Look at that.
So it doesn't work, as you can imagine. So it's just it's so that we can Kicker made this woofer specifically to come apart like this, so that when you're talking about the tech that goes into the woofer, the amount of time and effort just to design something like this to design that heat dissipation part right there. These are the things that make this woofer unique as opposed to magnet, basket, spider, cone, surround, and done.
What?
Yeah.
What?
So their idea is to be able to show you the technology that goes into the speaker. So kind of similar to the Solo X that's cut in half. I'm trying to get one of those too.
Yeah, but you know, when you see it, it's like, oh, that's a perfect woofer.
And it's not. I don't even know if the magnet is charged, to be honest with you.
That?
I don't even know if the magnet is charged. Yeah, we've never tried to stick anything to it, and nothing has ever stuck to it, so it might just be a dead magnet. PSM Pro. Ooh, yay.
Right.
Well, let me show you what I'm working on. I got tasked with adding the speakers into the small locations. So this one, it had the speakers up in the dash, the A-pillars, and this has a 3-way set. This is the factory speaker for the dash. It has this little magnet on it, little Neo magnet, and the way they made that hole is that, believe it or not, this magnet is almost too big to go into that hole. Keep that in mind if you're working on one of the new F-150s. Have you heard of Concrete Audio? If so, what do you think about it? Actually, no, they're here, local. I know the guys that make it. But no, I've actually never heard it. I like the guys that make it, but we haven't. We talked at one point about getting them on the show and talking about it. We just never got that far. Anyway, so this is what's up in the dash. Alpine makes a middler. So this is the bracket we made. I bottom mounted it. I like to do that if I can, just because you see how narrow this is, and the dash panel that goes over it has a little lip in it. Let me show you what I'm talking about. It has this little lip, and I can't really remove it. And the speaker, as you can kind of see, doesn't really sit, even though this is off center, it actually sits even more over, which is like the speaker's over here. It's kind of weird how Ford did that. So we mounted, I like to go underneath. It gives me, this will be flush with the dash. This comes down, and then I have this little area here, and then I'll put some foam on it, and it'll sit pretty much just like the factory does, which is kind of cool. Get all the goodness up through the dash. And then these are the tweeters. Like, Ford just went and made everything difficult this time around. So it has, let's grab this one here. So it looks like the old tweeters that they used to put in the old F-150s, where you have just this instead of that cool area right here. I don't know why they did that, but they did, which makes making the mount even more fun. So this is the mount that we came up with for our tweeter. This is an X-type tweeter here. And the X-type tweeter actually breathes out of the back of the tweeter. So we made sure to add in the holes so that the tweeter has full range of movement. And we mimicked those legs that they have from the factory. And then this clear part here is just clear because it's just scrap. We're never going to see it. This is what locks the tweeter into place, and as you can see, it all just sits in, and then when we go to put it in, lines up with the holes, and it's all set and ready to go. So we've basically replicated this mount here. Now the tweeter does come out, as you can see, and if you have a small tweeter, then you could probably get it to go in there without going through the heartache of doing this. But for those of you that are curious how this all happened, I have the many mistakes over here. So basically it started out with something like this, and that was to just get this first cut point here. And originally I had the circle, the center taken out, but it was like, okay, that's cool. And then I started with the first arm, and actually it started with this one, and the arms were straight, and I realized that's not going to work. The arm actually needed to be bent, so this is one with a bent arm. And then it started out with, once I got that shape right, then it was moving on to the second arm. And once I made that, I was able to make the third arm. And at this point, I realized that I needed to leave the center solid so that I could actually bend these without twisting this. And it actually worked out because the tweeter was sitting lower than this would have mattered anyways. So this, once I've got to this point, then I could move on to this guy here, where I added in the holes for the tweeter to breathe and added in the 1/4 inch spacer to lock it into place. Needed one more here to lift up this off so it would sit on the back of the tweeter properly. This one I broke. That's what's going on there. So after making this one, I figured out how to put it into here. It was heated, so you use a heat gun to bend these legs to this, but the trick was I was doing it, this metal piece comes out and I was doing it on the bench, and these actually, there's little legs here that stick up, which you can see this piece here kind of sticks up. So that wasn't working because I couldn't get them perfectly lined up. So then I was heating it up and actually putting it in while it's on this, and that solved those problems because I was able, while they're hot, to make sure these lined up over those two edges, and that gave us this basically factory mount tweeter bracket. That stupid thing that this is. How dumb. Either way, we were able to replicate it, so now nothing, didn't chop this up, this is all good, so we can hand that back to him, and then when he's ready to sell this truck in 5 years, we can take these out again and put those in. How cool is that? And then this is the bracket, the 2-piece bracket for the other speaker. So that'll get on here like this, and we'll end up with that. Is this something you will 3D print in the future? Probably. At some point, I could see 3D printing this would make a lot more sense. Only because if we 3D print it, it can be printed beforehand and easily replicated. This is obviously going to be a one-off that will only work with this tweeter. We can change some pieces here or there depending on the tweeter that we have. Obviously, we wouldn't need those. The length might change. So, yeah, this would definitely be a 3D printed part in the future. We're just not there yet. Because designing this would be a lot of fun in the 3D world, for sure. But, yeah, at some point. The Ricky should be benchmark for shops. It's a pain, man. I'm not going to tell you. A lot of people aren't going to want it. As low heat to bend? No, not low heat for sure, because acrylic cools down really quick. So you got to get it really hot. And it cools down pretty quick. So I have these gloves here that I use when I'm heating them up. So you got to heat it up really hot. It becomes super limp, and you can just shape it to where you want it. The nice thing is, if you don't get it right the first time, let it cool down some, heat it back up, and bend it back to the way you want it. Because sometimes, like I said, these little legs here, this one was having a hard time going in. That's why it broke, and I didn't catch it until I was done and go, oh, that's not flat. So next time around, I just got it close and then let it cool down for a second so I could touch it again, heated it back up, and put it to the right position. I'm looking at the 3D printer that Andy just got. Pretty sweet. Yeah, I mean, we have this one. This is the one that FlashForge. So we got this one because, one, it's self-contained. I don't have to worry about it getting beat up, and I don't also have to 3D a bunch of parts because it's already ready to go. Giallo C3 5x7 component set, or Morel Tempo Ultra 2 5x7 components, and a Ford Flex front and rear doors. How do they compare? Because we know I'm a Morel fanboy, so there you go. There's your answer. I'm a Morel fanboy. I mean, it's just what it is. I love them for a reason. You know, that's all I got there. Yeah, I mean, it's what it is. So that's what we got going in the install bay today. Working on an F-150. This one has the BO system in it, so we have the Amp Pro BO adapter, which is this guy right here. The next step, now that I've got those speakers ready to go, is to hop into the car and figure out what channels which on the adapter plug. So the cool thing about the Amp Pro is that it comes with everything you need. Give me a second, I'll open this thing up so you guys can see what it looks like. Give me 1 second. Grab this here. 2021 Ford Ranger non-BO. Are you aware of anything in development to easily get a flat out signal, or would you suggest just swapping the deck with an MFT1? Man, if they're willing to do an MFT1, that would be cool. But yeah, right now nobody's really doing anything. Nobody's planning on doing anything either at the moment. I mean, put it this way. Nobody's planning on doing anything in the foreseeable, like within a time frame that actually matters to us. So I'm sure something at some point will get done, but not soon enough. So this is, let's flip this around. So this is the Amp Pro here. Looks like a high level to low level adapter, but it's not. This area, there's your Toslink output if you wanted to go digital. This guy here is your harnesses to get into the car. So this is the USB data stream that there is. It's a blue cable in the back of the car. This is the main power harness, and this is your speaker harness. This end here plugs into that harness there. And then here's all your speaker wires, which is really cool. One other thing that they do for the Fords, the amplifier doesn't power everything. They actually use the deck power to power some of the speakers too. If you want to pull that factory radio out, they give you this harness here to go in behind the radio to get those wires, like specifically the tweeter wires are behind the radio. And then if it's a newer one like this, they have the new harness that comes in the bag. So you can pull the factory radio out, which, yow, and here is all your speaker wires to go off to those factory speakers. And then you're done. And then if you want to use, they have a bass knob that they give you also instead of having to use the amplifiers. And there you go. That's what comes in that box. All right, what are we trying to figure out here? Yeah, Toshiba link. Exactly. All right, what are we trying? It's not what. All right, what are you guys trying to find on DNF Tool? Sweet 3D printer. No, that's not a DNF tool drawer. I can put it up there though if that's what you're looking for, is which 3D printer we got. I'll add it to that. I didn't think about it, or I would have done it. What wiring harness brand do you prefer for an 09 Pontiac for placing the factory head unit? More than likely that's going to be something we get from PAC. So pac-audio.com. That's a lot of stuff. Yes. Thoughts on Surin Vega? Just got one a few. I don't know what that is. If that's that amplified 10-inch subwoofer, if it's anything like the Diamond, which they're same company, probably are, it's pretty cool. Just ordered a GP Audio Profab 8-inch speaker box and wanted to know what your thoughts are on prefab boxes. So I have no problem with prefab boxes. I think the world as we know it needs to lighten up a little bit, as far as like everyone's like, oh, you got to custom make your own box. Yeah, like 10 years ago, you should have been making your own box. Now it's become a whole industry on its own of really high-end companies making prefab boxes. And by prefab, meaning they're building it for you, you're not building it. So, you know, you look at MTI Acoustics, you look at Foxbox. We have one here called SRQ that's making us the box for this. because it's going to go behind the seat. And that's there's half a dozen more that I'm not remembering their names of all of them. So nowadays you can pretty much call and get anything you want delivered to your house, and speaker boxes are no different. So I got no problem with it. I think it's great. I don't want to build them anymore. So if I can pick up the phone and call Ryan at SRQ and say, hey man, do you have this box? And he goes, yeah. And I go, when can I have it? I go, get it to you next week. Cool. I don't have to worry about it. And I know he's going to do a good job. Just bought an Amp Pro for my Flex. Oh yeah. And there again, the FD11 looks very similar to this. Very similar. For 2010 Toyota Avalon, I used the pack and lost the HVAC on upper screen. That's a software update, because you shouldn't lose that. So you may have got an older one, or it just needs to be updated. But no, you should not lose the upper screen. I would give them a call and or check the software on your unit, because that's not supposed to happen. You're supposed to be able to retain the upper screen. I think on those, I can't remember if we've been using iData on that, if it even works, but I know that has been a problem in the past, but they should have fixed it by now. But yeah, you're not supposed to lose anything. He was asking about the metal pry tool. What metal pry tool? Okay. Metal pry tool. You mean this thing? These? Those I have not linked to either. I don't think so, because I don't know why. We just have a bunch of them. But I don't think I've ever actually bought one. But I can link to it because they do sell these on Amazon. This is a 4140. But yeah, if you just go to Amazon, I think you type in 4140. These are made for the aircraft industry. These are to pull planes apart. So it's a sheet metal pry tool is what it's actually used for. Gately, there you go. Gately, another awesome one. Okay, thank you. Panel tool, yes. Someone said a factory radio relocation kit. Yeah, you might need that for that particular vehicle. There again, it's one of those that not super familiar with. I know we've done them, but I don't remember everything here. I don't remember all the cars. I know, it's hard to believe. But yeah, as far as this goes, 4140. And then I think there's another one. Hold on. And you also have the 4130. So trying to see if there's an actual visual difference. I think it's the thickness. Yeah. The 30. I feel like this is weird. Check this out. Like, look at this. It's all red.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. That's pretty cool.
What kind of movie was that?
Where it was all red? Oh, I have no idea. Probably like a vampire movie. What's up, SPL Mel? Dude, let me know.
Mel?
Let's. Yeah, I mean, he's in town. It'd be great to see him.
I know.
I know, right?
I mean, we're not cool enough to come.
Still trying to figure out how to. There we go. Back to normal. Hello, everyone. How are you doing? We're finishing up on the F150. This is the new body style. Hello from Holland.
Holland.
Oh, Sin City. Sin City. Frank Miller's Sin City had Bruce Willis. Yeah.
That is right.
Yeah, it had black and white and then yellow and red spots. Yeah.
Well, today was a good day.
Dude, that's 3,000 or 300.
No, that's
Yeah, that was. Yeah, today was a good day today. Yeah. Like.
It was a good day.
I think it's doing well. I don't even know where it's at. Where's your fuse holder at? Oh, it's over here. Yeah. So. Yeah. There it is right there. No, the shining red rum. Yeah, let it go. Dean, have you guys used the metal brake yet? Bobby, you're funny. Actually, we just found it. It's been missing for like a month now, but it's right there. Yeah, the metal brake.
What is that?
I don't know. Mike. Every day is a good day. Every day above ground? We'll go with that. I mean, some days are better than others, for sure. Let's take a look at this. We looking good, Fernando. We took a look at this yesterday. We have it all back together today. A couple things that we did find out with the Amp Pro. We had showed you 2 harnesses. One of them was for this new body style, has the square plug, had 5 wires coming off of it. And the other one was the old, longer style that had a couple wires coming off of it. And on the older model, the harness is for the tweeters. But on the newer model, you kind of got to go into the radio because the rear door speakers here and the tweeters in the dash are all connected at the radio. And the radio isn't too difficult to get out. Actually, you don't even have to pull any of this stuff out. You just got to loosen this thing up, remove this speaker here, and then there's 2 7mm. This whole piece will pop up, and then the radio brain is actually sitting right beneath this. So that's all you have to do to get to it. So we ended up pulling it out so that we could connect the rear and the tweeter wires up to that, which just, save time. And then in the back here, we have the amp rack done. So this is the F8.9 and a Blam 500. The 500 is going to power a box that's going to go here. We don't have it yet. We're getting it from SRQ out of, they were in Sarasota here, but now they're moving closer, which is nice, but we'll have that later next week. That's okay. For right now, we just have a kicker 8-inch Comp RT box just sitting under the seat. He wants all his space, so it's going to be an L7T. I'm really excited to see how that turns out. But here is this guy. So you have your Pack Amp Pro, toss link out into the F8.9. This is the trick here. So behind this is a nice big coil of the Toslink cable so that it doesn't get sharply bent. So it's going in this way and it wraps around in circles and then it comes out this way and goes in. So we're able to keep it nice and loose, but out of the way so it doesn't get affected by anything. They use all white speaker wires. On the ends there is some little shrink wrap. Otherwise, you'd have to go 1, 2, 3. Yeah, anyways. So this is a 8-channel amplifier. So this is powering the front 3-way set and the rears. This will be powering the subwoofer, T-Spec, distribution block. And so what we did is the bass knob is for the Amp Pro because it's a smaller, more compact, sexier looking bass knob than what comes with the Blam. So that is just sitting right there. The speaker wires for this, it's just a speed wire that goes all along and then back into the amplifier. It was 20 feet exactly from this point here. 20 feet from here, there was a 6-inch loop in the corner, and then it was exactly, I pulled off 20 feet of wire, and it was exactly 20 feet of wire up to where Fernando's at right here. So the ground, which will attach right here, was 20 feet. And he zip ties it up all along through here. You can see it loop down and it goes into the firewall. So on these new F150s, probably 21 feet would be safe if you're going to be moving the block in some. But if you're right in the corner like we did there, then 20 feet is what you need. So what that means is that a normal kit is not going to work. You're going to need a bigger kit or just off the roll.
All right, so would you do the heat shrink like this? Oh, like this?
I'd do it to the way I could actually read it. So like that.
So if I'm here...
Yeah, but I'm not going to be there. I'm going to be standing here.
What happens if you stand here?
You're asking me. From where I'm standing, it goes that way.
Okay.
I mean, you asked me.
Okay, right.
Jeff back in those L7Ts. Dean Fernando, I just made an appointment to be able and listening at F1. Oh, on Thursday. Oh, that's cool.
An F1?
The F1 Alpine. I think. Yeah, F1 status. Tesla. That's cool.
Very nice.
As El Fernandez. Yeah, I think it's over on the other coast right now.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, they closed it over there. So.
You know who just joined us?
Hi, guys. Welcome to the show. Remember, this show is brought to you by MorelHiFi.com. You can find IP BMW stands for Integration Performance. I went to the website.
I'm glad you upped your game. Yeah, very nice. I'm blown away right now.
And IR, Integration Reference. Ooh, dude, I remember that one. That was good.
Somebody went home and did homework last night.
Yes, somebody. But yeah, check him out. Morel_America here on Instagram. They have cool pictures of every single equipment that they have in the website. So, you know, even the new hybrids, they are so cool.
So what were the BMW speakers back to what we were talking about?
Yeah. IP.
Yeah. So
Yeah. Integration
performance.
performance.
Yeah. So BMWs. Plug and play BMWs.
Yeah. It comes with all the brackets.
I know. I can't wait.
All of them.
Hopefully we'll get a package from them.
And they
by
have
the
a
end of the week.
subwoofer also.
Yeah, the
It's
subwoofer's
like
pretty
a
nice.
full package, right?
It is
Exactly.
exactly.
And if you want more, like, you know what? I'm not like a performance guy. I'm more like a reference guy. Boom. They got you covered. Right?
Okay.
The AB class AB amplifiers. Boom. You know? Everything. So check them out, guys.
Very good.
What are
Good
you
job.
doing?
Good job, Fernando. Can I come in to buy equipment and a quote, then an appointment set up, or how? Yes, you can come do all of that. We have a retail store that's located down the hall from us.
Yep.
This is just the install bay. We're in a strip mall, so yeah, you can walk in there and be overwhelmed by the amount of equipment that's in there.
Just be careful.
And if need be, I'll come down and talk to you, or Fernando will come down and talk to you, and we'll put together a system. How loud does everyone listen to their home audio at? I usually listen between 10 and 20. I think it I
go balls to the wall.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I mean, but I don't really listen to music. I listen to movies. So, and I have my movies turned up way too loud.
I do music, man.
I don't do music. Why? I like visually being entertained.
How can you not do music?
Paul is a hoarder. Yeah, that's one way to put it. But it's all for sale.
Every single thing.
Yeah, he just doesn't want to not have something.
Right. Somebody's gonna ask for it.
That's right. He'll have it.
And he will have it.
Paul has it all. Yes, he does, Christian. You know well.
I make this one very complicated.
You did make this
that?
one very complicated. Did you copy it so that you can do it again?
No, why would I want to do
You
that? That would be
doofus.
something that smart people do.
Yeah.
But it has a.
Yep.
Yeah.
I saw it.
I know.
Let's hope the battery doesn't get any bigger ever.
No, why? This is the original one. That's it.
Yep.
So.
I guess we'll find out. We'll be like, hey man, can you guys make me another one of these?
Sure. Just take a picture right now so I can remember.
What's your favorite card to install?
To install this one that we just finished.
Why?
That's it.
Yeah.
We just finished it.
Oh, that's
That's it. Yeah.
You know, the sad thing was, I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah.
The one that left yesterday.
Yeah. No kidding. Like.
Yeah, the one that's gone.
That's it, man.
Oh, the Crown Vic? Yeah, no. It's not a Crown Vic. I don't think anyone likes working on a Crown Vic. If tuning was the same, would the DM608 and the Tweak 88 have the same exact sound? No. Nah, because they're again. The thing you got to keep in
sound, huh?
Yeah, you got to keep in mind that each engineer that designs a product always
Has
always
Their
does
touch.
something. Their touch is a little different. I mean, this. All right, so if you listen to, let's say you grab one set of speakers, like on a display board, you play like a Pioneer, an Alpine, and a Kenwood.
Uh-huh.
All three of them will sound totally different.
Even if they are in the
Same speaker. They'll sound totally different. They will not sound the same. So DSP is no different. They're just, there's something in them that, there again, it's the components, it's how it's designed, it's channel routing, it's the layout. All of that adds into a little bit different sound for each DSP.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it just does. It's just weird. But yeah. So Nando, since Dean came back from Canada, has he been saying a lot? No. I said a lot before, just to make fun of him, but totally no.
See?
He says C, I say A. Anyways, so they can ride in the front. All right, hold on. What was that? Why do people buy old Crown Vic police cars so they can ride in the front seat? That's a dad joke. I mean, let's be honest. Crown Vic is a smooth car to ride out in, man. That's like driving around on a couch.
Really?
Yeah.
I always been in the back seat. So
yeah, whatever. You're a bad hombre. Yeah. Is Pioneer the last flip-up screen left in the game with Apple CarPlay? Yes, it is. Yeah, we had to. I think we did. We had to do one the other day.
It's Pioneer.
Oh, we were gonna do
the last flip.
Yeah.
Really, it is.
Yeah. Nobody else makes one. Yeah, no, they are. Who's gonna make one?
Probably Power Acoustic, Precision Power.
Okay, moving on. I don't even think they make them anymore. Why would they? Danny, what's up?
Hey.
Yep,
ETS.
not the same. Yeah, Fro agrees with me. Have you had any issues with the CarPlay on the radio not working with iPhone 13 and 14s? Here's the thing when it comes to CarPlay and Android Auto. It's anyone's guess. It's always a crapshoot. Some people have nothing but success. Some people have nothing but problems. I don't know. I don't think there's any answer to it.
Speak your bottles, guys. Speak your bottles.
I mean, for the most part, mine works great, and then some days it doesn't. And then I unplug it, or I unpair it, and I repair it, and it works fine. It's just the way the world is now.
Do you hit the remote when it doesn't want to change the channel at your house? Like, you know, normal people are like...
No, I just, at that, because, you know, with... When the TV does that, I just know it's going to just sit there for an hour and do dumb stuff. So I just turn on the Apple TV and move on to something else. Because it's not even worth fighting the battle.
I'm just wondering if people still hitting their phones when it's not connecting. Like,
oh, yeah. Shaking the cable.
Yeah.
Oh, of course. Yeah, I mean, that's what we do. It's what we do. You know. Any new integration for 10-channel Accord? Nope. Fernando, check your phone. That was from Jeff.
Oh. Okay.
Hey, it's Lance Doss, the boss. Hey, Lance. Good luck on new endeavors, my friend. Chevy getting rid of CarPlay will be a balloon for the aftermarket. I don't think that was real. I don't think they could do that. I mean, I get it, but I think that's a bunch of crap. Which amp to run 2-kicker L7 T10s for F150 Fox box? Get their 800. You holding the table down?
I'm holding the whole thing.
The whole thing?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I know. I have to.
You have
Somebody
to?
have to hold this.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, good evening, everyone.
You're welcome.
I hope you're having a great Good Friday.
Yeah.
Yeah?
It's a Good Friday, that's true.
It's not a good I mean, we're working on a Jeep. How good can it be? But that looks angry.
Cool.
The front of the Jeep. Yeah. All right, so just to fill you in on what went down in the install bay today, let me come over here and grab a light. So this Apparently this was like an install from Christmas that they just finally got around to having us do, which I know, it's like, wow. This was if you followed Fernando and you were wondering what amp, this is the car the amp was in, you can still see the shadow of where the amplifier was.
Yeah. It's funny, everybody thought that was a jail.
Yeah, definitely not a jail. Yes, this is Jason's Jeep. Yep. So in this, what we did is, this is the Marine Kenwood 802 or something like that. And so it is, like, if you look at it here, it's, you kind of get a better idea. It's actually mounted to the seat. It's mounted to the seat itself, so that it you know, obviously there's, you know, trying to get as little water to this as possible. So it's up in there, you know, it's hidden. It'll never, it's not going to come out easy, that's for sure. And, you know, the backside, it has, they provide you with that cover there. So, but yeah, it's all got plenty of room. But yeah, like, you can't even really tell there's an amplifier in there. So that's kind of cool, but it's hidden up in there nice and tight. So that was that, and then she had her own subwoofer enclosure that's sitting on, and we installed some punch speakers and then an Alpine 407 in the dash. And that was today's stuff. We'll install this is just a Jeep. We've done lots of Jeep videos on YouTube. This wasn't anything that we felt we needed to record.
What kind of subs the Jeep has?
This is Focal. She has some Focal in an extremely waterlogged box. So, yeah, it's hey man, it's what the customer wanted. It's what the customer wanted.
Good evening.
Any worries on epicenter and amp getting really hot under the seat? Obviously, I don't know about what amplifier you're going with, but typically an epicenter doesn't get hot at all. The epicenter, I mean, I've buried epicenters pretty much everywhere in a car. So
everywhere in the car, huh?
Yeah, it's you know.
So if you
as far,
car,
I mean,
you might find an epicenter.
Yeah, it could be an epicenter anywhere. I mean, an LC 1.800. You know, we always put those underneath the seats.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have any problems with that. So, what's up, guys?
What's up?
Arturo's in the house.
What's up?
Do you know when the new Epicenter Mexico is going to be coming out? It's already out. It's out shipping. So yeah. It's already available.
You gotta contact some dealers and
yeah,
call them, and if
you
they
want,
are
yeah.
audio control dealers, you have to, ask them.
You can also just go to the website stingeroffroad.com. I think you can order it direct from Stinger.
Yep.
So I think because they're pretty much all gone per se. So, but as far as inventory at Amp Global, who's the owner of the company, but there are plenty still available to purchase. But I think they set a certain amount aside for online sale. So you can definitely try there. Are there bolts on the seat to use, or did you have to make mounting points? Good question. Actually, there's bolts on the seat. On one side, there's two Torx screws that go in there because there's a metal plate that's underneath it. No, it's just a metal plate. So I was able to take those two screws out, repurpose them, just basically put them from the outside in instead of from the inside out. And then on the other side of the seat, there's a big metal piece that hangs down like something's supposed to be drilled into it. So there's two screw holes there, so I was able just to go through the factory holes. So no drilling was required other than into the ABS. So yeah, it's really cool.
Mike.
How's Haley doing with her arm? So far, so good. It's healing. It's gonna be a long, drawn-out process. She goes to the doctor Tuesday or Wednesday of next week for the next appointment. So we'll see what's gonna happen there. Right now, she can wash it. She could take the cast off, you know, sit down and just let it breathe and whatnot. Still not doing much with her hand. You know, she can kind of do this kind of stuff, but that's really about it. Can you run highs and subs together on an LC2i? LC2i has the same outputs as an LC2i Pro. Here's the LC2i Pro here. If you have a full range input, meaning
the LC2i at the top.
It doesn't matter, the outputs are the same.
Right.
But if you have a full range input coming into the device, they both have outputs. So the difference is this is a full range output here. This one has the ability to do Acubase, and that's basically it. So yes, if what's coming in is full, you can connect. You have two outputs. You can do whatever you want with it. 5-channel amp, active front stage. What goes first, gains or crossover point? Crossover points always get set first. Those are the most important things. Gains would be set last. But yeah, you have to set your crossovers first. Because that's what's going to limit the performance of the speakers and make sure that they only play the frequencies that they're supposed to. So once you have the crossover set properly and you've gone through and maybe played with the EQ a little bit, at that point, if you would like to start adjusting your gains, you can. I'm assuming it's an aftermarket radio. If it's a factory radio, yeah, have fun. But be careful with the gains. Always careful with the gains. You don't have to get all the watts. Does a full subwoofer step up mess with engine drive? I don't think I understand the question. Do you understand the question? Yeah, I don't know. Does a full subwoofer setup mess with engine drive? I don't know if that makes sense. Oh, I just tried calling you and went to voicemail. You must be live. Yep. As in low power. If you... Okay, so... I don't know if this is where you're going, but if you buy an amplifier that is the appropriate size that would work with a vehicle, then you're usually fine. If you buy like a 4K or 3K or something like that, you know, where it's a big amplifier, then you're going to have voltage issues, you're going to have overheating issues. Now, you can solve all that, of course, by building up the electrical system in the car. But it just depends. It is really the best answer. Yeah, it all depends on like the type of car and the type of amplifier, and you know, because we've built plenty of systems, thousands of systems,
the weather,
that are fine, and it's just a combination of equipment that works best in the car. What's the most important meal of the day? Breakfast. Does amplifier distortion change when bridging? Of course. I mean, the performance of the amplifier is always going to change depending on how the amplifier is built. So, for example, a lot of 4-channel amplifiers that are Class D will give you a 2 ohm rating or a 4 ohm bridge rating. They don't necessarily perform as good in those ratings, especially on the cheaper built versions of these amplifiers, because they're really not made to do that. A lot of the times when these guys build 4-channel amplifiers, they're kind of cheating and telling you that, oh, yeah, it'll work at 2 ohms. No, you're never going to run it at 2 ohm. So they give you that crappy... Now, it's not all amplifiers, just some of the amplifiers. You can really hear a difference between... like what it's like, oh wow, it's just got a lot worse. So yeah, that's my unofficial answer to that question. Having trouble with my steering wheel controls to set up on a Scion TC with Pioneer. Doesn't recognize stereo, but I try the volume down for reset and stereo, but it just blinks green. The easiest way to say this is that I don't use those steering wheel control interfaces. I'm a big fan of iData steering wheel control interface because I just plug it into my computer. I tell it what car it's going to go in and tell it what buttons I want to do what. And then I put it into the car and it just does what it's supposed to do. I get it. I got to be honest, I just don't have the patience for those steering wheel control interfaces. It's okay. When they work great. When they don't, it's like, what do I do? And the reset button is in the inside. So, make sure you're counting the code. So, it's going to blink a couple times to tell you that it's a Pioneer, and it's going to blink a couple times to tell you that it's tacking to the car. So that's important to make sure you do that. But holding down the reset on the inside, what's next to the little LED, you need like a pin to do that, and then plugging power back into it, and then the light's going to blink really fast. That's when it's ready to be programmed. You want to grab your box? Will you grab your box? Okay.
I'm just waiting, man.
I've got a 2019 Ram Bighorn 10-inch screen. Ideas for integration of aftermarket amps to DSP. You have an Amp Pro. You have a DSR1. You also have the new PSM Pro from Arc Audio. You also have the Blackbird, which is an amplifier from Arc Audio. You also have all the new Forza stuff from Audison. All of those will integrate with that factory radio, no problems. If Arc or Audison or the DSR1 aren't your speed, you can use an Amp Pro that's just going to give you preamp level output. In about 2 months, the AR2 from iData will launch. It will be a direct competitor for Amp Pro in that it's just going to be an AR interface with preamp. So as of today, there's a plethora of things to choose from to integrate into that. All of them will talk with your radio, whether it's amplified or not, and give you preamp level output. Some of the cool features you can do with the iData stuff, especially with the DSR1, is program subwoofer level control into the radio. So instead of tone control for bass, you can make it subwoofer level. You can also use the drive volume control to turn on and off their punch bass. So there are hidden features in the software that you can turn on when programming the unit.
What's up, Bobby?
Is there any issue installing an audio controlled D608 in a center console of an O2 Suburban? The only problem I would see with that has nothing to do with the car or the location. It has to do with the driver's inability to hold on to a drink. I don't know what it is about those cars, but every time I pull those cup holders out, it is the most disgusting mess of stuff underneath it, like coffee and Coke and fries. And so if I was going to put something critical underneath that, I wouldn't. I wouldn't do it at all. Now, if you're going to go in front of that, underneath the area there, or behind it, there again, center consoles are not great for electronics because there's usually liquid that sits above them. So I would avoid it personally. See you guys later. All right, cool, Fernandez. 2023 F150 1.60. What's the most I can get out of the stock alternator? You'd be surprised. We've put huge systems in those. Okay, huge by our terms, like a 1500 watt 6-channel amplifier, which is 1200 watts. So that's like 29, almost 3000 watts of power with no issues whatsoever. The biggest thing you're going to have to deal with is if it's 3.6 liter. It's going to have ANC and engine noise, all that crap that comes from the factory. If it's a BO system, you can integrate it with an Amp Pro or a Zen A to B, or the new AR2 when it comes out, or the new AR A to B, which isn't going to be out. Or they also make MoBridge. There's 3 interfaces currently available for that. If it isn't one of those, like if it's just a stock 3.6 liter 8-inch touchscreen, or the big 10-inch, new 10-inch touchscreen, you're probably going to have to either, one, do a 4scan hack software to turn that crap off, or just take it back to the dealer, give them their $120 and say, hey man, turn off my fake engine noise. So, what's in the box, Fernando? That's a good question. Let's take a look inside the box. Oh yeah.
You gotta be careful, man. You gotta be careful.
Okay.
Alright.
Dude, literally, why would you not cut the other side?
That's what I say, you gotta be careful.
I think it's careful.
Carefully?
No, I just think it's,
Ooh, look at that.
Oh wow, there's 2 Morel boxes in there.
All right.
All right,
This
so what do we
is the
have?
new
Oh, so this is the
integration performance.
IP BMW Sub 82. All right. That one's no good.
Seriously?
It fell. It happens. It's cardboard. And this is the integration performance BMW 42W. Oh, let's take a look.
Always.
Instructions. Yep. Destructions.
This is the cool thing. They come with all
Information.
the specifications and everything, so that's good. It comes with all the brackets.
Yeah, so there's brackets here, there's brackets down here, there's wiring harness. So these are made to be a plug-and-play solution in a BMW, which is really, really cool.
Yeah.
Now we're going to do a full unboxing on this so you guys can, like with BMWs, kind of get an idea of what everything is here. But we'll go ahead and pull out one of these little speakers here and give you a... so this is obviously the component set, 4-inch with the tweeter, comes with the tools. How cool is that?
Comes with everything.
Now, believe it or not, this is the entry-level version.
Mm-hmm.
So, how cool is that? Got the built-in fast ring.
And this is how you change your brackets. It has 3 screws. Be careful. And
Yeah, definitely be careful. That would suck.
yeah, but that's how you pick the bracket that you're actually going to need.
Yep, those are all crossovers and everything attached to the.
You're going to need.
So you can just plug right in.
They give you the tools.
Yep.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I like it.
So this comes in a component set and a coaxial set, which is really cool. And the nice thing is if you have a BMW, you just have to buy this set. You don't have to worry about anything else because all the brackets for all the BMW options are all in there. So this is a one-size-fits-all kit. Morel tweeters.
Yeah.
Look at that.
But it also comes with
Some of the tweeter mounts.
the
You don't need
tweeter
to take
mounts.
them out. It's
right there.
So those are made to snap into factory places.
Comes with screws, more screws in the bottom. So, hey, this is nice. I haven't seen that before.
What?
This.
Really?
What did I see?
I was gonna say, what are you talking about?
Gasket.
Yeah.
Very nice. So
Dude,
you can find it.
Good God, man.
That's not how it goes.
Yeah, it's exactly how it goes.
Everything goes with the label up.
Oh my God.
There you go. That's how it goes. And you can find everything on morelhifi.com if you're actually looking for it.
Now, those of you guys that know the Germans that have the subwoofer underneath the seat, a lot of them are the same, but Morel isn't. Morel had their own subwoofer designed, and built, which is cool. Theirs is actually a little bit deeper than most, so they give you this piece here, which is a 1/4-inch gasket. So in the shallower ones, Dean, label up. Okay. You have the spacing that you need. Factory plugs right into there. But yeah, as you can see, a typical Morel basket. It looks just like an Elate driver. You'll never see that. But isn't that cool? That's so awesome. And it's a 2.1-inch voice coil. So a little bit bigger voice coil than most of these have because it has a higher power handling.
It's a 2-ohm version.
Yeah, 2-ohm baby.
So
Very cool.
very.
Yes,
very
the price. They do have a price. These are for sale. You can get them now. They're in stock. You have 2 levels. This is the sub. They only make 1 level of. These they have 2 levels of. We already have the. We already have the hybrid version of these, which we played, which we've demoed. So when we looked at the hybrids, they were built the way the basket is so that these mounts could be attached. So they just package them all together for you and make it easy. But these are the step down, which are hard to believe considering how nice these look. So yes, I don't know the pricing, but you could probably head over to morelhifi.com and find a dealer near you. If you want immediate pricing, I believe they're available on Crutchfield as well.
Just call them. They have a dealer locator also. So
yeah, if you want to find somebody local.
You can go to the website and find them.
Or if you want to give Paul a call, and he'll be happy to ship them out to you. You good?
Yeah.
Yeah?
No, it's just right there.
What does it say?
Integration Performance Installation Guide, BMW. Please head up to morelhifi.com so you can find everything about Morel. Even the story about Morel. It's really cool story. Anyways, go here on Instagram, Morel_America. You can see some pictures of cool stuff with cool stuff.
Yeah, so we'll do a full unboxing video of these and let you guys see all the nuts and bolts and cool stuff that comes in these. But we're going to be talking about these probably for the next month. So all you BMW guys, look forward to those videos so you can see how cool they are.
What you're saying is like you're going to buy a BMW?
No, why would I buy a BMW?
So you can put this in?
I'm good.
I think you should buy a BMW, man.
I don't want a BMW. I have a Mustang. I like my Mustang.
Anyways, yes.
I was going to say, why are you going there, man?
Tech tip of the day.
You guys can't wait till you see what's in that box. That's some cool stuff there, but we're not going to talk about that today.
No.
Tech tip of the day. Make sure when you're done doing your installs, you put all the boxes into the customer's cars. That's a good one. Another tech tip of the day is anytime you put a new radio in a car, go into the software on the radio and see what the current version of the software is, and then head over to the website and see if that version matches. If it doesn't, make sure you do a software update. If you buy an Alpine, I can almost guarantee you there's going to be a software update for it. But in some cases, most problems you run into with current radios is because there's been a software update while the radio has sat on the shelf. Sometimes a significant software update. For example, a radio we updated this morning was a 1.0 software, and they had already updated 4.0. It's a huge update, and a lot of times some of the real basic problems that you have with these radios, they solve with software updates. For example, this 407 that's in the dash had a subwoofer level problem. Wouldn't track properly. Weird, but software update, along with that software update, fixed a bunch of iData issues that it was having. So we just know when radio comes in, do the software update, and then it'll be okay. Yeah, it's kind of cool.
Simple.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty fun. And it's Friday.
What does that mean?
I don't know. It's Friday, though. And a lot of people are excited about it being Friday. A lot of people had today off. We didn't, of course. Yeah, I don't know.
But tomorrow it's Saturday, and we're going to have a live show.
Do that all have updates. Most radios that have been out for over 6 or 8 months will have some form of a software update. Now, some manufacturers, because of quantity issues, will ship them updated. A lot of the times they don't, though. So.
Now, if your radio it's not doing anything wrong, like it's working fine, I mean, you know.
Yeah. Very rarely do they add features. The Alpine stuff added new features. It added the capability of Sirius 360, not for the 407, just for the 5 series. So you have Sirius 360 and Tidal direct playback instead of through the app.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, which 3-way component setup do you recommend? Man, that's a tough one. I can't just drop a...
So many.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of questions that get asked before we just sit there and go, hey, man, you need this. Because each person's sound is a little different as far as what they like. What I'd recommend is figure out what kind of tweeter you like. That's a good place to start. Meaning, you want a hard dome tweeter, you want a soft dome tweeter, and from there you can kind of work your way down, because that tweeter is going to be the most, like, if it's not sparkly enough for you, you're going to be disappointed, or if it's too sparkly, you're going to be disappointed. So go to Disney, it's Friday. No, I wish, but no, we got to work tomorrow. Let's see, what did he say here? What would cause my radio to not
feed front and rear?
Depends on the car that it's in. So
it's no front, no rears at all, or are they backwards?
Yeah, it's so. All right, I don't know what car it is. You gotta have to tell me what car it is, because there's cars that are out there that don't actually have front to rear fade built into them. So the rears play, but when you fade to them, they're off. And there again, it also depends on the interface you use, because sometimes some interfaces have the ability to digitally fade front to rear, and some of them don't. So I need to know what kind of car it is, and if it has like a premium audio system or not. Because
what are you using for integration or something?
Yeah, like that? Well, because that would answer that question if it's something like that. But yeah, and I don't want to go down the rabbit hole of explaining all the differences between those.
Please do.
No, I don't want to.
It's just,
I don't want to. It's my head hurts way too much for that right now.
Come on.
Oh my god.
Pain is just subjective.
No, it's not. These are so cool.
Yes.
I can't wait to pull them all apart. Once we do the unboxing, we can get dirty with them and just play with the rings and all that other.
It's an aftermarket radio.
I know that. What kind of car is it in? That's the question I'm asking. I get it to the aftermarket radio. What kind of car is it in? I can't help you if I don't know the car.
It's one of those things when you do, or when you ask a question, and that's just in general, not for